Welcome back to the Landmark Hotel here in London for the Media Day for Daniel Dubois versus Bogdan Dini. I'm Adam Cattrall. Pleasure as always to be in your company. And as you can see, joining me on stage, Hall of Famer promoter Frank Warren, and a man that will be in action on Saturday night in Telford, undefeated through 5 fights, the one and only TNT himself, Mr. Tommy Fury. This goes down on BT Sport from 7 p.m. on Saturday night, so make sure you come and join us for that. Tommy will be featuring on the undercard, and we're all delighted that he's joining us today for a few questions to tackle the media and obviously talk about his fantastic trip to Miami. And that's where we're starting, mate, because you've made us all incredibly jealous. Obviously, those that follow you on social media and keep up to date with everything that you're getting up to, it looked like you were having a whale of a time out there with Tyson.
Yeah, first of all, good to be here. Thanks everyone for coming. And what a pleasure it is to be boxing on such a great card. At the end of the day, Miami was unbelievable. It's always going to be him out there with Tyson. And whatever he does, it's amazing and big and huge. But the real reason I went out there was to gain world-class experience. I feel like the sparring I got out there and the overall training I got out there was world-class. And I'm so happy to have done that and ticked it off. You know, it's been a great experience for me, but I'm happy to be back now. You know, on the card so soon. I think I've only been back like 2 weeks, and we're already in action. So I'm ready to go and fit and healthy. So let's do it Saturday night.
Absolutely, and you make a good point there, where going around the world, visiting different gyms, visiting different levels of sparring are incredibly important for where you're currently at in your professional career through 5 fights. Yeah,
definitely. You know, it was definitely a great experience, because when you walk in the gym, you know, you looked over wherever you was looking. You had the unified world champion there at super middleweight. You had another guy there who's 21-1. You know, only lost to world titles, and you're just around world class. So, just in your own self, you're always going to evolve around training around that class. You know, and that's exactly what I feel like I've done. You know, being around those fighters and those kind of levels have just pushed me up there already, let alone sparring them and learning different things off them. So, you know, I'm very happy that I've done that, because I knew, you know, when the opportunity came for me to go out there, I took it with both hands, because I knew it would benefit me as a fighter, and overall experience levels will go up. And that's exactly what I've done. But I'm happy to be back now, working with my dad, bringing all that what I've learned over there back in the ring now, and I'm ready to go. It's showtime.
And as well as the physical aspect of doing the sparring and what have you, the psychological aspect of spending more time with your brother, who's obviously at a totally different stage in his career right now, but being around him, seeing how he operates, seeing the mentality of what the heavyweight champion of the world gets up to, must be a big thing for you as well to be learning off.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's all motivation for me, because, you know, if you're dedicating, you know, apply yourself to this game, you know, day in, day out, which I am doing. You know, I don't box for money. I don't need to box for money. I'm here. No one's holding a gun to my head, you know, saying you got a boxing Saturday night. I do it because I love it. And I do it because I set myself a goal when I was a very young lad, and I'm going to see that goal out. And, you know, I know boxing. It's going to be a long, hard road. You know, you're going to get hit harder than anyone else can hit you. But I'm ready to get back up again and keep going. And I think that's the main thing here, you know. Dedication has always been a big standpoint for me, because I only had a, you know, select few amateur fights. And I believe dedication and, you know, just that vision and always believing in yourself every day is the main thing here. And that's exactly what you're going to see from me. You know, I've dedicated my whole life to this. And even being out there looking at Tyson, it's just all motivation, because I know if I train hard and do the right things and apply myself, I can be at that level. I know I can, because I know I've got the skills to do it. It's all about self-belief and just keep going. No matter what happens on that road, just keep going, keep getting out of bed every day, and keep getting in the gym. And that's the key here. That's what you've got to do.
Frank, as Tommy's promoter, that's the impressive thing about him. We're seeing a lot in the world right now where people are playing at the game of boxing. Tommy's got a fantastic profile, gained incredible commercial success. He doesn't need to be here from a financial point of view, but to be promoting a gentleman like this, who is dedicated to the craft, must be incredibly exciting from your point of view.
Well, it is. It's funny you say that. You know, Martin Bowser, you know, up there, he always says you play sport, but you can't play boxing, and that's a fact of the matter. And what I like about Tommy, everything he says is absolutely brilliant. You know, he's dedicated, and if you haven't got dedication in this sport, you're going to get nowhere. You can get by on talent up to a certain point, and after that, you have to. The hard work, the graft has to go in. If you don't put it in, it doesn't happen for you. And you know, you say he's got bundles of that, but, and I don't mean this disrespectfully, he's still a novice. He's had five fights. And when did you have your last amateur fight? A couple of years before that one?
I think last amateur fight was, I think it was about 16.
There you go. So, you know, that's a long time ago. So he's got to learn his craft and his profession, and he's doing it in the right way and a proper way. And providing he keeps doing what he's doing, and for me, he's not put a foot wrong yet. I mean, he's done everything spot on. Keeps moving forward the way he is, then he'll get himself into a good position. But he's got to have all these learning fights to start with, and that's our job. So he's not going to be rushed. His dad wouldn't let me rush anyway, and I'm not going to have an argument with him. So it's it's a situation where we've all got his best interests at heart, and we've got to. I mean, he'll fight anyone. He's a fighting man. He'll fight anyway. He wouldn't care who it is. But our job is to temper that, my job is to temper that, and my job is to ensure that we make the right moves at the right time. But what I really, really do like about Tommy is his attitude. He's got a fantastic attitude for a professional boxer.
Now, I'm just going to take this off piece for a second because he's a serious boxer, he's doing his thing. But as a promoter, when a young man who is making his money off YouTube mentions this man's name, your eyes must light up.
Who's that?
You.
Oh right. Look, the YouTube guy what's his name, Jake Paul. I appreciate all what he's done. I mean, for a guy I don't think he's had any amateur experience or whatever, and he's got all these followers. That's what happens in this day and age, and he's obviously monetised that through boxing. And good luck to him. God bless him, and it's terrific. But if he wants to fight Tommy, that fight's there every day of the week for him. And I haven't got a lot of time for the YouTube stuff, to be quite honest, because I look at the business we're in. I look at, and I know they're quite serious and they put their heart into it, but I'm talking about levels. Mm-hmm. And the levels that I see, even Tommy at now, is a level above him. But if he wants that fight, it's not even pushing an open door. We took the door off the hinges. Just walk in and we'll do it. It's a no-brainer. And it would be, I think as far as, the general public, not the boxing public, the general public will buy into it big time and they'll watch it. We'll all watch it, won't we? I hope I'll watch it. I want to be there. And we'll see where what happens. But it's an exciting situation that the reason they talk about Tommy is because he's obviously got a big following. Mm-hmm. He built himself a big following up through his appearance on the reality show. And he's also Tyson's brother, so he brings a lot to the table himself. And if he's a bit better looking, he could even do better. But it is what it is, and I think we just, as I say, for us, if that happens, brilliant. We're there in a heartbeat. I'll carry him there. I'll bring him there if that's needed be. But in the meantime, he's just got to focus on fighting and not just think or wait for that. He's just got to keep being busy, get in the ring, and continue his education. And if the other thing, if Jake Paul comes along, grab it in a heartbeat.
Tommy, how do you look at it, the being called out by a guy off YouTube? And I don't want to be disrespectful towards Jake Paul. He's doing his thing. But are we getting to a point where it might get dangerous, where a lad who is doing what he's doing and earning money in the game of boxing takes on a proper fighter?
I mean, if he gets in the ring with me, it's going to be dangerous for him then. But, keep fighting these clowns that he's always fighting. And it's not going to be dangerous for him because, he's a very cunning man. He's earned a lot of money in his career. He's a very smart man. And, I've heard a lot of talk about this guy that he's fighting, Tyron Woodley. He's ex-5 times UFC champion. But what everyone's got to understand is if there was any point of Tyron Woodley beating Jake Paul in this next fight, that contract wouldn't have got signed. Because why would Jake Paul put himself in a situation where he's going to get knocked spark out and not even have a foothold in the fight? It isn't going to happen. What all you're going to see is another Jake Paul victory. Somewhere down that contract or somewhere, you're going to see Jake Paul W. Because that's what he is. He's not going to fight anybody who can put a test up because he doesn't need to. He's making a fortune off YouTube. He's doing this boxing thing because he can make a bit more money. So why is he going to get his teeth knocked in for nothing? He's not a stupid man. So whatever he does in his career, he can almost guarantee that he wins at the end of it because he's the sole thing. You grab these MMA guys who used to fight him for 300-400 grand, and you say, "Oh, come here, mate. I'll pay you 5 or 6 million," which is nothing to him. They're going to take it all day long because they fought all the career for 400 or 500 grand, and then they're going to fight a YouTuber for 3 million or 4 million. It's going to happen every day of the week, isn't it? So I don't really pay too much attention on that. Jake Paul is what he is. Like Frank said, If the fight comes, it comes, and I'll take it with both hands because it's easy money. You know, people ask me why are you getting involved with him. You know, why is Floyd Mayweather one of the best to ever do it, fighting his brother Logan? It's easy money. You know, at the end of the day, I'm not going to focus myself on Jake Paul. You know, I've got my own career, I've got my own path to take and my own journey to follow. But if he comes into that somewhere along the line, of course I'm going to take that. I'll butcher him for nothing. You know, it's an easy fight to make, but calling my name is the wrong move for him. So whenever that fight happens, it happens. But until then, he doesn't even come into my mind. Saturday night is where my mind's on. I've got a job to do, and that's exactly what I'm going to do.
He's on the. He's signed a deal now with Showtime, so you know you never know. That might make it easier to be done. We'll see.
Regarding your development, obviously that continues on Saturday evening. Incredibly impressive through 5 fights, 4 of those coming by a stoppage. I know you're working very hard with your dad up in the Northwest. Talk to me about the things that you want to show us on Saturday night.
I just want to show you what I've been, working on. That's the main thing here. I just want to show improvement. In every fight that I have, all I want to show is improvement. And that's exactly what you're going to see because, a few of the guys from BT that came down to watch the train on Monday, I don't believe like there's anybody in this country that trains like we do. And there's men here who can back that up. I put my heart and soul into this. I give 110% every single day. And that's why I feel like I get the rewards out of it. There's nobody who wants this more than me. And as long as I'm showing improvement in every fight, I don't care what happens. As long as I come out with a W and I'm showing a little bit of something that I didn't show in my last fight, even if I'm showing 0.01% of improvement, I'm happy with that because you know why? I'm learning. And that's the stage of my career where I'm at now. It's all about learning. It's not about rushing for titles, rushing for this, rushing for that. It's not about that. It's about learning my job and my trade properly. So when we get them big fights, we take them and we win and we move forward. We just don't want to take these big fights and lose and, go off doing back some Instagram work. We're in this to go to the top. And I am as well. And that's what we're about. Tyson showed it can be done. I'm going to dedicate myself for the next 10, however long it takes to get there. But I know I'll get there because I've got a burning desire for it. And I'm not going to let anything stand in my way. And that's just where I'm at now mentally.
And that's the impressive thing about him, because so many in his situation would probably get carried away and think, right, I want this now and I want that now. He understands this game because of the people that are around him.
He's intelligent. His brother's a very intelligent boxer. He's got a great boxing brain, and obviously it runs in the family. And as far as Tom is concerned, he listens to everybody that's around him, which is good, and just keep getting educated. That's all it's all about. Learn. Because all that experience you get when you get into the big fight, when you get into the big time, is in the bank. You've learned, you've not just been thrown in the deep end. And that's standing in good stead. And I think when the time's right, with the attitude he's got and the dedication and commitment, there's no doubt in my mind that he'll go on to do some really big things.
Final one, Tommy. Fans back in attendance, starting to grow the capacities now. You must be looking forward to putting on a show in front of the people in Telford this weekend. Yeah,
it's unbelievable. I'm so happy to be back boxing in front of a crowd, and just for everyone who bought a ticket. We appreciate it as fighters because without the fans, boxing in an empty hall, I can tell you right now from experience, is not the best thing. So even if it's 5 people in that hall, it's going to make a difference, and I'm sure they're going to make a good atmosphere for us to put a show in front of. Again, God bless everybody on the show. Wish everybody luck. And I'm just so happy to be boxing. Thank you to everyone involved, and it's going to be a good show on Saturday.
Looking forward to it. Looking forward to it indeed. 7 p.m. Saturday night on BT Sport. Make sure you come and join us if you can't be in attendance in Telford. Obviously, the main event is Daniel Dubois taking on Bogdan Dinu, but this man, TNT, back involved on a big Frank Warren card this weekend on BT Sport.